Build your own or accept what is given to you, family. I got to say that, man. I had to come live real quick, man, and just talk to you for a second about that, because if you don't build your own, if you don't go out and be a go-getter, if you don't find your way, make your way for yourself, then you're going to have to accept what is given. And when it's given to you, you're going to have to accept it however it comes, fam. So, we have a choice. We can either allow the system to take advantage of us, or we can take advantage of the system. That's our choice, fam. And we have to keep that in mind. What's going on, fam? I'm glad you checked in. The more I think about us being independent, chasing our careers, building businesses, finding our direction, family, we got to put some work ethics behind it. Like, we have to use these, fam. We have to, we got it more than just to scroll and to look at something, to send a message, or just call. Like, you can do a lot with it, man. And if you don't take initiative, and put your money where your mouth is, so to speak, you're going to have to invest a little something. The same way you invest in getting caught up and tied to the system. If you're not going to find your own way and someone going to have to give it to you, then that means you're going to have to accept a lot of things you normally wouldn't accept, because it's going to have conditions to what they're giving you. I remember seeing a few gentlemen, when I was in prison, who came there and their chest was out and said they was man, family. And they got in a situation where another man talked them out of their manhood. And it went from them not liking it to them accepting it as part of how it was going to be until they got out. And to me, fam, it was sad, because I feel we should always fight for our freedom, whatever situation, especially when it comes to that. And it was so sad, because I watched a person literally lay down their manhood for about a year on this one particular guy. And then when he got ready to go home, family picked it back up. And it was so crazy, because, I'm thinking to myself, man, that was a raw example of a person not standing on anything, a person not willing to, try to save their life and lose their life. You know how they say that if you try to save it, you lose it? Even though he was going back out, he lost a part of himself, man, that's going to be damaged and might get out and, tell him what happened, turn to drugs, alcohol, whatever, trying to hide the pain from what he had to accept. And fam, I just want to state this for the record, man. I did a decade, knocking on 11 years down there. I never participated in any homosexual activities. None, period. Didn't play them type of games. And to those who did what they did, it just shows me that some people, they came up with reasons why they was accepted. Well, I got this much time. Well, I'm like, nah, I don't. And I know guys in there that have been there life and haven't went down that direction. I seen a message. I want to make sure I get to it, because it came up when I was in the midst of talking. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Just wanted to say, family, we're going to have to build our own, fam. We're going to have to really go that extra mile if we want it. If you really want it and you're really trying to do something with yourself, you really want to build something, You're gonna have to do it, fam, or you're gonna have to accept the way the system is gonna give it to you. You're gonna have to accept whatever it is that they bring to you. You're gonna have to accept it. When they say it's time to bend over and pull your pants down, you're gonna have to pull your pants down and bend over. I ain't bending over, family. You know what I mean? I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing it in there, and I ain't doing it out here. You know what I mean? So, I believe in whatever it is I have to do to build my independence, to build my business, to find a way to maintain in the system without allowing it to take advantage of me. That's what I'm going to do, fam. And I think if it's in you as a go-getter, you know what I mean? You're going to find a way. Find a way, fam. There's an old scripture that says, if you knock, the door shall be open. If you seek, you shall find. And that is for real, fam. Like, we really have to seek. We really have to do some homework and some searching. Like, it's so crazy how lazy we would be. And a lot of times we would criticize the things that we want. We'll knock the people that's doing the things that we want to do. And we were not willing to spend the money. Like, if you want to start a business, maybe you should invest in someone that got something going and say, hey, I can do this foolproof, versus you jumping into it thinking you can do it and spending and losing all this type of money. But before you do it, you have to make sure and do the homework to find out the right people to invest in, the right sources to go to. You know what I mean? Man, it's the list can goes on and on. But the things that I'm seeing now, a lot of people making themselves dependent to the system, dependent to others, And I just believe, with what HogOn University stands for, we're really trying to help someone build their independence, not just on welding, but on any aspect, in life. You know what I'm saying? With using trades and using real estate and using knowledge and information and using our money to make money. Because there's so many ways to do it. And, I always believed in that once I receive some information and I get the proper information, I'll make sure I pass it down. Like, I won't sit on it and say, you know what, I got it now. Then nobody give it to me. I'm going to go on and pass it, fam. I'm going to go on and say what it is, because if you don't build your own, fam, you're going to have to accept some things that might be troublesome to you. It might keep you from sleeping at night. I sleep good at night, fam. You know what I'm saying? When I do get to bed, you know what I mean? So I think that, you should think about that. A lot of times we make decisions and without really wanting to make that sacrifice, because sometimes, fam, there's going to be some blood, sweat, and tears. Sometimes things going to get a little uncomfortable. It ain't going to be, a smooth ride. It's going to be some challenges. There's going to be some times you're going to feel that, man, I don't know how I'm going to make it out of this. Fam, I can't tell you how many times I felt like that. But I'm steady knocking and steady building, though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to let no obstacle, keep me down. Everything, you're going to have your times where you're going to stumble and you're going to feel discouraged. But remember what you're doing it for, fam, and build. Don't accept what the system is going to give you. Like, a lot of stuff is going on right now. And we have to be aware, with this pandemic, with the food shortage, with debts, with money, with a recession coming, with a depression coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot going on, and we have to pay attention to the way the majors are moving. See, sometimes we get caught up in thinking that, well, I can do this once I get there. No, we can mimic what they doing in a small scale to put us in a better position. You know what I mean? Sometimes it just be going against, I ain't gonna say going against, I'm gonna say breaking some old habits or letting some things go that you normally was doing in order to get yourself in that right position. But I just want to say this, fam. If we don't build, fam, we're gonna have to accept some stuff that's probably gonna be, that's probably going to be a little troublesome to you. And like I say, I can be honest with you and say that I have seen some men accept some things, when I was doing that time, and things that I said to myself, nah, I died before, nah, I'm not going. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, if they do, it's going to be a dead corpse. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be alive. That's for damn sure. You know what I'm saying? So I'm willing to fight, fam. I'm willing to fight for for my manhood and for who my mom told me I was when I got out, a boy. You see what I'm saying? I had to fight for that. You know what I'm saying? And then now you get out here, you know, the system is so controlled. The way that they try to make you feel or trap us to think that there's only one way. And it's crazy because a lot of people that you deal with sometimes in your family, they only think one way. So when you get these visions and you get your passion to build something, remember you might be like Noah now. You might be out there by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Building, but that's okay though, because at the end of the day, when the flood comes, they're gonna want to get on, but it's gonna be too late. You see what I'm saying? So don't worry about it. We get so caught up in the numbers and wanting everybody to know the new information we got, man, family. Just push it out there. It ain't your goal to convince anyone to change, convince anyone to join what you got going on. If you're gonna convince anybody, convince yourself to stay on the path and make sure it works. You know what I mean? And don't get discouraged because you don't see a lot of numbers or you don't see a lot of likes or you don't see, you know, things going. Just keep doing what you're doing. If you're doing it from here, if you're doing it from the heart, fam, it's going to be all right. You know what I mean? Everything is going to work out, but you're going to have to build. And I got to say that, fam. I got to stress that we got to build, we got to build, we got to build, because if we don't, we're going to accept some things coming up here soon that it's going to be a little devastated, you know, it's going to be, it's going to hurt us. You know what I'm saying? So we got to go on and get bold and say, hey, you know what? If I got to stop this, I'm going to stop this. If I got to let go of that, I'm going to let go of that. Whatever the situation is, be willing to be a fam. I try my best. You know, my goal is to lead by example. So, you know, the things that I do, I just show and share organically because I'm knowing there's going to be others that's going to come behind and get some of this information. And I just throw it out. You know what I mean? It's not my purpose to make a person believe, hey, they should do this or that. It's just to, you know, bring some clarity and some light on the situation that if we cripple ourselves by just accepting what the system has to give us, fam, we're going to end up with the short end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing it now, fam, like with what's going on, like how important it is to have ownership, how important it is to put yourself in position because they are trying to control everything. And it's going to be a time when you're going to have to make a choice. And see, the crazy thing is, I remember my mom telling me, and she said this in a laughing matter, but she was being for real too. And she was like, you know, I don't know if anybody told folks or not, but we ain't making it out of this life alive. You know what I mean? So I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure I'm happy. I'm going to make sure I do what I do because I don't know about that life, but I know about this one. And I'm just going to do the best I can with this one. You know what I mean? And I felt her 100% because, you know, we're going to have to maximize our potential in what we're doing now. You know, I realized, you know, a long time ago, we're going to reap what we sow here. We can experience heaven here. We can experience hell here. That's a personal choice. You know what I mean? And some things we're born with that we just got to struggle through. That's why I say some things you're just going to go through. And you just got to, you know, have that endurance and you say, you know what? I ain't breaking. I ain't folding. I don't care what it is. I'm going to make it through this circumstance. I'm going to make it through this situation. So, you know, like I say tonight, I just wanted to say that, fam, because if you don't build, you're going to accept some things that might make you grit your teeth. You know what I mean? Coming up in this, coming up this summer, coming up by winter time, like things might be shifting, fam. So we have to work on some multiple sources of income, make some investments, work on some ideas, some business plans, something you might get on your mind, you've been wanting to do. Go on and do it. Stop waiting on someone to tell you how to do it. If you really want to do it, go do the research. Do the research, fam. You know, do your own research. And if you really want to do it, you're going to do it. You ain't going to look for nobody approval. You going to do it. And as you do it, you get better. you get better over time. You say, you know what, I can add this to it. You know, I'm gonna take that off. That ain't working. I'm gonna put this on here just to make this better. That's all you do, fam. When you building products over talent, products over talent, products over talent, family. That's why we got to think. We got to think products. We have to use our talent and build products. So, like I said, I just wanted to come to you shortly live, talk about that, man. It was just something on my mind. I've been thinking about it, and today has been one of them days where I've been working on a few business ideas. I worked on starting a couple different businesses. Worked on some t-shirt brands. Like it's been a productive day, and the whole time I'm just thinking, like, you know, you can't see the progress when you first start. You know, it just looked like, man, I just written on a piece of paper, or I just spent this money. It's gonna work out, fam, but we got to stay consistent, and we got to realize what we're doing it for. So, if I could give you any jewel tonight, it's to build what you want. Don't depend on nobody else, because you're gonna have to accept some things, you know. So build your own independence, learn financial literacy, find you a skill set, something that can't be taken away, gain you another skill set that help you make money. Realize as long as we live here, family, it is what it is. We got taxes to pay, we got bills to pay. So it is what it is. We want to live comfortable. We got to figure out a way to maintain without having somebody throwing them on us, you know, pushing us down and controlling us and oppressing us and telling us to do things that they won't do. You feel me? So just want to say salute. Y'all be blessed out there. Hopefully everybody have a good, prosperous weekend. Have fun. Be safe. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do, which is not a whole lot. So y'all be safe out there. HogOn.